Hi crafters, it's Karen and Shadow, and I have a completed project for Diamond Dye's design team. I created a Prima doll tag, a spring type tag, and I used several of the new released dyes from Diamond Dyes. Excuse me, I used the mini must-haves set. I used the butterflies and the little flower there. I used the picket fence, which is so much fun. If you cut this out using your 110-pound cardstock paper that you've picked up at Michael's, it just works out really well because you can manipulate the fence and everything. So I used the picket fence. I also used the bare tree. This was also a lot of fun to alter. I used the grass border, and I used the Nature's Flourish dye, another one of my favorites. Really sweet dye. So this is the doll, the Prima doll that I used. It's going to be hard to show this because of how tall the doll is, but well, this is the one here. It's Megan. I love her boots. So I used her, and I used the Graphic 45 botanical tea papers that Dee had sent in our recent design team package. See, she had sent the 8x8 of the Graphic 45 paper, which is very generous. Thank you so much, Dee. This is gorgeous, gorgeous paper. And she had also sent these halfback pearls in several different colors, like the pink, green, brown, just a few different colors. So also another one of my favorite things. These are great for flower centers. So anyway, I used the Graphic 45 botanical tea papers. I used this sheet to paper piece my Prima doll, Megan, both sides. And then for the background, I'm going to show you the background paper that I used for the doll. Excuse me, because looking at the tag, you wouldn't be able to tell. So I used, this is the paper I used for the background of my tag. And I used this for the back of my Prima doll tag. So the gorgeous papers in this collection. So I used that, and then I'll show you the stencils as we go along. So this is the tag. It's really quite tall. I used one of the Tim Holtz, his larger tags, the larger manila tag. I forgot the size of it, but it's very large, so it's kind of hard to share. But this is the tag. So the first thing I did was to adhere my paper, and I just used my Scotch Quick Dry to adhere it. And then it was that brown floral that I just showed you, right? I liked the floral, but I didn't want it to be that dark. So I went over the paper with Broken China Distress ink and highlighted, you know, along the edges and everything. And then I went over it with some white gesso. And excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm very congested and not feeling too well. And that was Shadow sneezing. And so, I mean, you can see in the background the print of the paper, but it doesn't really show up brown anymore. So I thought that was really cool. And then, so I did that, and then I used this stencil here. It's the raised, the Tim Holtz stencil, and I put it this way so that the sun would be shining out from behind my girl. And I used the different Tim Holtz distressed inks. I started out with the orange color I'm sorry, the color just flew. I think it's spiced marmalade. And then I used scattered straw, and as it came out further, it was squeezed lemonade. So the rays got brighter as you know, you come out from the tag. And then I went over the edges with the broken china distress ink, and I distressed the edges of my tag. So that's how I did that part of the background. And then I used this dilution stencil set that I had gotten at Joann's, and I used my chalk edger from Prima. And if you could see, I went over up here with the vine in the pink, and then I used it coming off the edge here with the green color right there. So I did that as part of my background as well. And the idea for this tag was that Megan, you know, was walking along, and this is the park, you know, farther behind her. I'm not sure if at this angle you're getting that, but she's very dimensional sitting off of the tag, see, on 3 sets of pop dots. And that's the park with those are the bare trees, the Diamond Dyes bare trees. I used 2 of them, and I used the Tim Holtz Distress embossing powder in Vintage Photo to give them that texture and look. And then I went over just along the edges with my Queen's Gold embossing powder just to give a little bit of gold highlights on those trees. And there's the picket fence behind her. So the trees are set back behind the picket fence. And for the picket fence, I used the 110-pound cardstock to cut out the fence, and it just worked beautifully with the dies. And then I embossed the picket fence using this, it's called the Shabby Embossing Powder Set by Stampendous, and I used the shabby white color, which I think is this one. So it's a white embossing powder with gold specks in it, really pretty. So that's why the fence has a bit of a gold shimmer, really sweet. And then you can see the grass border. I used a couple of cuts of the grass border and just layered them to make it more full. And I used green cardstock to cut those out, but I did emboss it with clear embossing powder to make the color more vibrant and make the cardstock more sturdy. So I did that, and I just love the effect that it gave. I used the tiny little flowers from the Mini Must-Have set to create these little flowers here, and I used tiny little half-back gold pearls, or, you know, yeah, gold pearls for the centers. Really sweet. And then for my flower clusters, these are all I Am Roses gardenias, and I went over them with stickles. This is an I Am Roses daisy, I believe, and this is a flower from Craft Supplies 1. I just thought it came out really sweet, and this is a little crocheted flower from Michael's. Coming out of the flower is this crystal spray that I had gotten at Michael's, a bunch of them. So I stuck one there. I thought that came out really, really cute. And then you could see my Nature's Flourish. I cut it in green cardstock and also in the white cardstock. And then I cut them up and tucked them within the flowers so that they were, you know, poking out here and there for an added touch. And you could see where I added the little butterflies from the Mini Must-Have set here and here. I used the medium size butterfly and one up in here. And then I layered some lace. This is lace that I received in a rack, and I layered it with some other laces from Joann's just to give a little bit of dimension and fullness there. So I thought that came out really sweet. For Megan, like I said, I paper pieced her dress, and I highlighted over here with the Wink of Stella pen. For her boots, I paper pieced her boots as well, and I used the buff paper pad, you know, the same paper pad that I used for her skin tone, except I went with a lighter skin tone, a lighter, you know, paper for her boots. I thought the lighter boots matched her outfit. Really sweet. And for her color, for her hair, I just went over it with one of my Tim Holtz Distressed markers to give her brownish red hair. And I put some of the Wink of Stella as a headband across there. I also used the tiny halfback gold pearls as a necklace. So I thought that came out really sweet. I used Beautiful Moments. That's comes from this stamp set by Teresa Collins. It's the bingo stamp set, and these are the words here that I used. They stamp out really sweet. And I just cut them out and then went over the edges with my Prima chalk edger in the rose colored. I added some lace from Hobby Lobby and layered it here, and then added some on the other side as well. For the ribbons and seam binding, I just crinkled some seam binding that I had in my stash, the pink and the green. Then I added some darker pink and some green ribbon to go with it, and then a piece of white lace from Hobby Lobby. Then I tied it all off with the pink and green twine that you can find in Target in their dollar spot, and I just made a bow. And then I did make a little charm dangle to go along with it. I added a little dress, which reminded me of the dress that Megan is wearing. This little bauble from Michaels. This is a Prima bauble here, the ladybug. And then this big old butterfly. I thought it matched the spring theme. So I added those on a garment pin. And I just thought it came out really cute. I hope you can tell the dimension of the tag, and that you can, you know, from where I am, it looks like she's like the park, you know, with the picket fence and the trees. That's all farther behind her, and that she's more in the foreground. So I hope it gives that same illusion, that you can see that same illusion. I thought it came out really sweet. I just love my Prima doll tags. So these dies are really so much fun to use, and to use together to create different scenes and things. I'm going to leave the link to diamonddies.com in the description box, and the promotion going on now, if you use coupon code Thanks Karen, you will receive 10% off your order of $35 or more. However, if you purchase the bundle of all the new, I think there's 5 of them. There's one of them I don't have here. Anyway, yeah, there's the fancy flowers I don't have here, but there's 5 new release dies. If you purchase all 5 of them together and use the coupon code, you'll receive a bundle price, which will be discounted from the regular price. So all of the information's in the description box. So use your coupon code when you're ordering, and you'll also receive free shipping. You can't beat that. So I just love the way the tag came out, and I love the way the dies work so well together. So thanks so much for watching, and I'm sure I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.